This is volume 13 in Bad Movie Fights versus Good Movie Fights. If you've not watched the previous 12 volumes, I'd recommend you catch up. But here's a recap. A good fight should have convincing contact, clear cinematography, and great sound effects. Remember, anything with shaky cam is a major no-no. Anything with choppy editing to cover up actors who cannot fight is a major no-no. And remember, no gunfights allowed. So, let's do this. Let's start off with a good fight.
Get away from her, you bitch!
This scene is from Aliens. Aliens was James Cameron's ambitious follow-up to Ridley Scott's 1979 classic. And this is the best fight of the whole series. This film is a great advocate for practical special effects rather than CGI. I don't know about you, but I look at this film and immediately it strikes me as being real. That alien feels like a true threat to Ripley's life. Oh, wait, I haven't told you who Ripley is. Let's start from the beginning. This is Ripley, the first really great female action hero of cinema. Some may say it was Joan of Arc back in 1928, don't know why you'd say that. Or maybe if you're smoking crack, you might think it's Jane Fonda from Barbarella.
Well, so, you won't do it?
Well, if you simply must insist, I guess so.
But I mean, you'd have to be smoking an awful lot of crack to believe that. No, it's Ripley.
God damn it, that's not all. Because if one of those things gets down here, then that will be all. Then all this bullshit that you think is so important, you can just kiss all of that goodbye.
And she is synonymous with the idea of the movie female action star. Scott put the idea into the collective consciousness. Cameron smashed the hanging nail firmly into the wall with Aliens, and this scene is tremendous. Cameron, who had just come off the back of the success of Terminator, knew all the tricks of practical filmmaking, especially as he had worked with the legendary Roger Corman, who was maybe the most innovative filmmaker of all time when it came to getting the most out of the least.
Nobody in there that he didn't, in the most important way, support. He was, my main connect, my lifeblood. And, I hope he knows that this is not all hot air. I'm gonna cry now. Not just me, who's very sentimental, but these other people also love him.
I mean, the man was purposely hired to make Fantastic Four for just $1 million back in 1994, just to keep the film rights. So Cameron came from a school of filmmaking that could make the small look big, and with this movie, he made the big look enormous. This movie looks stunning. Even this shot, with the android Bishop's half ripped apart body, looks fantastic. This is elite filmmaking. As far as fights go, it is brief, but it is man versus beast, and about the only way Ripley could have won. And speaking of winning, who really won in the Gina Carano versus Kathleen Kennedy fight? Well, no one. Because her character in The Mandalorian was simply great. However, her lead role in the Steven Soderbergh film, Haywire, was even better. Coming from an MMA background, Carano isn't just a good actress, she can actually fight too, and Haywire best showcases this. But what really makes things great about the scene is Soderbergh's direction. He understands how to shoot action, which seems strange as he barely does so. But the man is an elite chameleon of a director. He can do thrillers, comedy, dramas, and action. And this scene works like a dream, as does this one. Michael Fassbender versus Gina Carano. What a matchup. Almost as good as this. So yes, X-Men Dark Phoenix was complete and utter trash.
Is this what you want from me?
But there is something really quite clinical about this fight. A tamed Magneto suddenly becomes untamed, and the film all ends with another cool Magneto fight. Now again, this film is trash. Don't get me wrong. Moments like this do not help.
And by the way, the women are always saving the men around here. You might want to think about changing the name to X-Women.
You see, by this point, Jennifer Lawrence had tapped out of the franchise, and after a promising start with First Class, where Magneto is again being a badass, this guy is truly epic. And then Days of Future Past had this incredible fight versus the Sentinels. Watching this at the movie theater was jaw-dropping, incredible effects. And even Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique fight in this film is great as well.
Hey, cop.
Gosh, you know, I really love this film. In fact, you know what? This video's over. I'm just gonna watch this film.
Garbage day! Huh? No!
My mother was Korean, and my father was Black American.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Gonna set me up? you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
Big CGI fight coming up.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Just let your soul go. Just let it shine through. Just let your soul, baby.
That wasn't part of our deal, Blackheart! That wasn't part!
What's all the commotion?
No!
Snap out of it, I tell you!
Get off my son!
The McAllister family left on their Christmas vacation.
Did we miss the flight? No, you just made it.
They forgot one small thing.
Up then! You go. Oof. How can you snap? How can you snap? You mad or what, bloody? How can she snap? How can she snap me? How can you slap, bloody? Fucker! Bastard! Bloody bastard! How can she snap, man? You bastard! How did you enter?
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your
Vertigo, a feeling of dizziness.
Okay, I'm back. Where was I? I was not there. Yeah, there.
You might want to think about changing the name to X-Women.
So yes, after the terribleness, that is X-Men Apocalypse, or whatever it's called, just awful, make it stop! After that awfulness, Jennifer Lawrence had just tapped out, and her awful death scene is proof as to so. The acting is, well, it's not even acting. It's like a table read performance. And the cosplay look of the scene is just embarrassing. Now, you know how I love reaction shots. They can really shape a scene, especially a fight scene. They add dramatic weight. But this scene is actually worse because of them. The acting is just so bad here. It's as if all the actors have decided they do not want to be in another X-Men film. They are given minimal performances here. It's shocking. Pop quiz. How many reaction shots does it take to make a scene worse? Answer. X-Men Dark Phoenix.
You might want to think about changing the name to X-Women.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Awful, awful, awful. Just awful. To try and condense a story as deep and dark as the Dark Phoenix into 2 movies was a bad idea. If you want it done properly, watch the 90s X-Men TV show. Or, if you're after some modernism, check out Disney's X-Men 97. Which is damn cool.
I'm warning you!
But it's not all bad with Jennifer Lawrence, because she redeemed herself with this awesome fight scene from... Oh, whoa. We can't show that scene. We can't show that.
Why?
Don't cry. Okay, maybe this fight scene from Red Sparrow is pretty good, right? It's pretty good, no? In the comments, is this fight good or bad? The last clip of her fighting on the beach is throwing me off a little. Red Sparrow is about a Russian ballerina who becomes a spy. Now, I've seen that plot line before somewhere.
Do you like your dogs? I know a school where they teach dogs.
Ah, yes, the John Wick spin-off.
No idea what you just walked into.
How do I start doing what you do?
What's with these bad Russian accents in these fight movies?
I have to go away for a while.
So, in previous volumes, I've trashed on Black Widow. 'Cause it's trash. But this is kind of cute, I guess. Two great actresses giving their all. Right, so, since we're talking about Russian female spies in movies, the movie Anna ticks all the boxes. The only difference here is that the model turned actress, Sasha Luss, is actually a Russian. Unlike someone like, say, Jennifer Lawrence.
And stay
Nope, we can't show that.
on talk. Why?
Now, let's be honest here. Director Luc Besson hasn't made a great film since Leon back in 1994. Many of you will say The Fifth Element was good. Well, I didn't like it. But sure, let's give him that too. So that's nearly 30 years he's been stumbling around in the dark trying to make a great film again. And Anna wasn't it. It's a very bad film with a very good action sequence. Now, as all per one versus the rest fight scenes, we have the issue of why don't they all come at the protagonist at once? Or why didn't they just shoot her? But putting that aside, this is really well done. Due to the stature and height of Sasha Luss, she stands at 5'10", being a fashion model. The blows and impact feel really believable. In heels, she's as tall as most men. And this is pretty cool too. All in all, it's a pretty great fight sequence in an awful film.
3 minutes.
And another pretty awful Luc Besson movie with good fight scenes is Lucy. Upon a first watch, the movie is enjoyable, but when you pick it apart, it really has some glaring holes. The concept is interesting, but the execution at times is clumsy. However, this scene is pretty fun. And this car chase in a European city is actually damn good.
Always drive like that?
I've never driven before.
Great. Hey, that's one way.
I would say it's even better than Tenet. The fact that our protagonist can shift objects with her mind only makes this scene slightly more unpredictable, which is pretty unique for a car chase. However, there's no fighting in this car chase because sometimes mixing the two can be quite difficult, but not if your name is George Miller. The Australian director is no novice when it comes to car chases and especially big action set pieces with cars. Now, Furiosa was a disappointing film, critically and commercially. As I said in a previous video about Mad Max Fury Road, Miller is a storyteller, and within his action set pieces, he builds stories within stories. Look at all the mini stories here. Each little moment builds on the last, creating hurdles for not just the protagonists, but even the side characters. In fact, I would say every single character in this sequence has a mini story. It creates little moments of drama that build and build and build. And as each story is completed, the dramatic tension builds. We get more and more invested. This is not an easy skill at all. Think about some of your favorite fight scenes ever. Do they do this? Well, not really. In my last worst movies versus best movies video, I pointed out that Civil War did this. Jackie Chan did this in his best work. This kind of filmmaking goes back to the days of Buster Keaton. Each action creates a reaction which leads to an action. Again, we are building. Even a simple action like Furiosa moving from across the platform is done with thought. Now, even as a standalone scene, this is movie making of the highest order. It is mind-blowing. My criticisms of it are simple and maybe unfair, but there's a lot of CGI being used here which occasionally takes you out of the scene, and the movie itself doesn't deserve such an incredible sequence. It's pretty meh.
Doctor, do the Bobby Doctor! Now? Now!
But in actuality, that's why I call this specific scene great, because it stands out amongst the meh film. And as per before, every action has a reaction. So, which of the fights today did you think was the best, and which bad and good movie fights should I cover in the next volume? Let me know in the comments. As you may have noticed, we have focused on some of the best and worst female movie and TV fights ever. Which are your favorite female-led movie and TV fights ever? In part 12, we did things a little differently, and a lot of you loved that format. So there's a new format for that series exclusively, aptly titled Worst Movie versus Best Movie. Innovative, I know. However, this old format shall remain. Now, these videos take hours to research, write, record, and edit, so it means a lot when you guys say very kind things about the video and engage in them with a like or subscribe. And sometimes YouTube does kick my ass with copyright claims, but it's all good because you know what? I've got a Patreon where you can watch all these videos unedited. So please consider joining. You'll get a credit at the end of every video in this series and all videos on the channel, and you will see the videos before anyone else does. The link is in the description and pinned in the comments. This has been Bad Movie Fights versus Good Movie Fights, Volume 13.
Oh, you guys are big shots. Big shots from Hollywood. You Hollywood types make me sick. You think because you come from Hollywood, you can push decent people around. People who work for a living. I work my fingers to the bone to feed my wife and my boy, Anthony. Oh, Anthony, you've got to pull through.
My father! I found my father! Oh my God!
What'd you say?
Father found my father!
Picture! Just look at it! Look at it!
Okay.
God, let me see picture!
Great. This is the guy.
Oh, father, you got it!